In the kingdom of Verelda, there lived a queen named Marla. She had a beautiful daughter named Elira. Elira was kind, gentle, and full of light. But Queen Marla was not happy. She once loved a brave king, but he left her and never came back. From that day, Queen Marla believed, love is dangerous. It always ends in pain. So she locked her heart, and she locked her daughter too, high in a tower. Every prince who wanted to marry Elira had to pass 3 tests. If he failed, he disappeared forever. In a small kingdom far away lived Prince Elias. His father was a simple, kind king with no gold, no army, and no castle walls. But Elias was full of dreams. One night, Elias had a strange dream. He saw a girl in a tower crying. She held a golden flower and whispered, "Please find me. I'm still waiting." When he woke up, his heart was racing. "I must go," he told his father. "I saw her. She's real, and I must try." "No," cried the old king. "Queen Marla is dangerous. Many princes went. None came back. But I can't sleep. I can't eat," said Elias. So the king hugged him tightly and said, "Then go, but don't go alone. Find help on your way." Elias began his journey. He had no servants, only courage. One day he saw a mountain, but the mountain started to snore. It was a man, very fat, lying on his back. "What are you doing here?" Elias asked. "I ate breakfast, 10 chickens and 100 cakes. Now I want lunch," said the man. "Come with me," said Elias. "You can eat more, and help me too." "Bring me food," said the man, "and I'll do anything." Elias gave him a sandwich. The man smiled and said, "Call me Grub." A little later, Elias saw a man with his ear on the ground. "What are you doing?" asked Elias. "I'm listening to the world," he said. "A baby bird was just born in another country." "Can you hear the princess?" Elias asked. "She's crying in a tower. Her song is sad." "I will follow you," said the man. "Call me Whisper." Then Elias saw 2 trees. No, arms. They belonged to a man with the longest arms in the world. "Can you help me reach something far?" Elias asked. "I can reach anything," said the man. "Call me Stretch." Next, Elias met a man with one hand over his eye. "Are you blind?" Elias asked. "No," he said. "I can see too much. I see through trees, mountains, even time. Call me Glimpse." Finally, Elias met a man wearing many coats on a hot day. "I'm cold," the man said. "Always cold." "But it's summer?" cried Elias. "If I take off my coat," said the man, "snow will fall. The world will freeze." "Can you help me when fire comes?" asked Elias. "Yes," said the man. "Call me Frost." Now Elias had 5 strange but loyal friends. Elias reached the queen's castle and said, "Queen Marla, I wish to marry Princess Elira." The queen smiled, but her eyes were cold. "Then bring me my blue jewel from the river," she said, "before sunset." Elias ran to his friends. "Where is it?" he asked. Glimpse looked. "There, deep under the water," but it was far. Stretch reached in, but he couldn't grab it. Grub laughed, opened his mouth, and thus drank the whole river. Now the jewel lay in the dry river bed. Stretch picked it up and gave it to Elias. The queen's hands shook. "Impossible," she whispered. The next morning the queen said, "Eat 40 roasted birds before noon. If I find 1 feather left, you die." "Can I invite 1 friend?" Elias asked. "Only 1, said the queen. He brought Grub. By noon, not only were all 40 birds gone, so was the queen's kitchen, garden, and fruit trees. "Still hungry," said Grub, licking his fingers. The queen turned pale. "This one is dangerous," she whispered to herself. That evening, the queen gave Elias sweet food and wine. She secretly put sleeping powder in his drink. Then she led him to the tower room where Elira sat, bathed in the sunset. Her smile was sad but bright. They talked, but soon Elias's eyes grew heavy. He blinked and fell asleep. Half an hour later, he woke up. Elira was gone. He shouted from the window, "Whisper! Where is she?" Whisper listened. "She's crying, inside a tree, across the river." Glimpse looked. "Yes, she's trapped by magic. How do we reach her?" cried Elias. "My turn," said Frost. He opened his coat. Snow fell. The river turned to ice. They ran across. Stretch opened the tree. Elira ran into Elias's arms. They raced back. Stretch lifted them into the tower just before the queen arrived. "You're early," said Elias. "We were just discussing trees and rivers." That night, the queen gave Elias and his friends a bedroom. Underneath it, she built a fire. Whisper whispered, "They're burning us alive." "Now I'm warm," smiled Frost. But Elias said, "Take off your coat, freeze the fire." Frost did. The fire died. The queen heard nothing. She opened the door smiling, but Elias and his friends ran out laughing. "Too cold," said Grub. "Let's sit by a fire." The queen fell to her knees. "You passed all 3 tests," she said. "I cannot stop you." "Why did you do all this?" Elias asked softly. "I was once in love," she said, "but I lost him, so I locked my heart. I thought, if Elira never loved, she would never feel pain." Elias looked at her gently. "You don't have to lose your daughter. You don't have to lose love." The queen wept. For the first time in years, her heart opened. She gave them her blessing and left the castle to rest far away in peace. Elias and Elira were married under a golden tree. The sky was full of singing birds. Their 5 magical friends stood beside them, not as servants, but as family. Love is not safe, but with courage, kindness, and true friends, it becomes worth the risk. If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.